are preparing to replace the Pebble dash. The Pebble dash is at the base of the wall you see here. It is a stucco mix that incorporates small pebbles. It is a decorative treatment, but it also helps protect the substrate masonry, which is a soft, low-fired brick construction from the late 18th, early 19th century. Before we get started doing the replacement, we first began by doing historic research, looking at historic specifications, materials, any information describing this traditional process. Then we move on to try and replicate the 1914 Pebble dash, which we have samples here. This large sample has been very useful in trying to match color and texture. These smaller samples are also very helpful because they help describe the method that the Pebble dash was applied. In this small sample, the aggregate, the pebbles and the sand, are incorporated into a slurry and then thrown on. So that's very helpful and descriptive. So before we can actually move forward, we need to create some samples. The color in the Pebble dash is attributed to the sand. So we have a series of sands here that are basically our color palette. We were not able to find an exact match to the original sand, so we had to use a combination of sand. In this case, the best match was a two-part sand mixture. These are small coupons that were developed from the varying sand mixtures as well as the varying ratios of sand to binder, which is what holds everything together. So once we had a good color match, then we could go and move forward in creating a larger sample. The larger sample incorporates not only the sand and the binder, but also the pebbles. And Pebble dash is essentially a binder and aggregate, and the aggregate is portioned sand and pebbles. And this is made by combining these ingredients with water and creating a slurry. The slurry would then be thrown onto the building, and it would be received by a smooth stucco layer that is still pliable. So when the actual dash mix is thrown, it will embed in that plaster. So this is an example of a sample that has been thrown. So this would be how it looks right after it cures. And you can see that it's quite white. There's a lime haze that develops. And as it sits on the building and weathers over time, that's when we start seeing all that nice aggregate, which is the pretty pebbles and the sand, which give it that nice warm coloration. So in this case, I did an artificial weathering just so we could better see what we were working with and make sure that it matched the 1914 sample.